On your screen, we've got these numbers posted on WJHL.com.
Several state lawmakers say Tennessee needs to review the use of corporal punishment on children with disabilities after hearing the results of our community watchdog investigation.
Now, less than 24 hours after our report first aired, Nate Morabito found out 2 Tennessee state senators sent a letter requesting a formal state review.
This is the letter sent by the chairperson of the Tennessee Senate Education Committee and a fellow committee member who is a local lawmaker, and you'll hear from him shortly. They sent the letter after our investigation identified more than 24 area schools where administrators paddled students with disabilities at a higher rate than their peers during 2 of the last 4 school years. It's all backed up by local and federal data. Now, they and other legislators are calling for a statewide study of the disparity.
All right, thank you.
In most Northeast Tennessee school districts, you won't find administrators willing to paddle a child anymore.
We've kind of phased out of that type of disciplinary process.
Kingsport became the latest district to go the next step and take the option of corporal punishment out of the equation altogether, formally banning the long unused practice in March. 5 area districts still rely on corporal punishment sparingly.
Just because you believe one way or I believe another way, what we want to do in Washington County is partner with our parents on what their philosophies are.
Top school leaders defended the practice, saying administrators only paddle students after other discipline fails to work and in partnership with parents.
Numbers are going down to where this is being utilized less and less, and I think we'll see that each year go down.
Even as the numbers overall decline, one disparity sticks out. The reality that children with disabilities are commonly more often on the receiving end of a paddle. Does it bother you to see those numbers so much higher?
Yeah, it does. That disparity is concerning.
Senate Education Committee member Rusty Crowe,
but it's troubling to me that there's a disparity,
says the state needs to study that disparity.
When I saw that, I was shocked. Once you start looking at it, it makes you wonder.
Along with the chairperson of the Senate Education Committee, he sent a letter to the state's Office of Research and Education Accountability Tuesday, asking for more research and a report of the findings. And this is coming from a lawmaker who says he still supports corporal punishment in schools.
I feel like if it's done properly, it's good, but these times are different now, so we need to take a look at it and see where we are.
Unicoi County Schools took a look almost 2 years ago and stopped the practice.
I think when you have students with disabilities, you do have to take a hard look at their situation, what the disability is, and is that related to the offense.
Director of Schools John English says he doesn't think this is a right or wrong issue, but he thinks it's fair to consider a child's circumstances before disciplining.
Fair to me is what's fair for this kid in their situation. And of course the offense plays a role in that. I mean, it has to.
Representative Timothy Hill told me he'd be willing to support a Department of Education review of the issue. Representative John Holtzclaw said he too thinks the issue needs to be closely studied, reviewed, and analyzed. Representative Matthew Hill said this is something that, quote, definitely needs to be looked into, and quote, adding he supports a review at the school district level first and a statewide review if needed. Now, we talked with several other lawmakers as well. You can find out who said what about our findings on our website, WJHL.com.
Nate, thanks. Some of you have wondered how the federal government defines disability. The Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights defines disabilities as to have a physical or mental impairment that substantially limits one or more major life activities. Now, that encompasses a wide range of disabilities.
A project nearly 5 years in the making is finally moving forward in Unicoi County. Mountain States Health Alliance is expected to break ground on a